all of us who are impacted, really to mobilize, to organize, and we're building and we're moving. And so, thank you again for sharing those words and opening us up with that framing of the why we're moving and why we're mobilizing. With that being said, we're going to continue. We're going to have some of our student leaders from across the country share why they're mobilizing, and why they're connecting with other students. We understand that this week, particular, a lot of us we're part of university colleges have finals, so we've been pretty busy. And we also know others semesters wrapping for a lot of us. But with that in mind, we're still connecting, we're still building power, and so I wanted to invite Bisola Miriam at the University of Alabama, who said, hey, even though I'm in my last class, my last final, I want to be on this call. I want to be on this program to share why we're mobilizing in Alabama. And not only in Alabama, but she knows that as we're mobilizing, right, in the state of Alabama, it's not about left versus right. It's not a red state, blue state. We are mobilizing people of every race, geography, creed. And so Bisola Miriam wanted to be on tonight and wanted to share why, on this time, why in class, and was able to step out to share why she's mobilizing her community, students at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. So with that being said, I'm going to turn over to a powerful student leader, Bisola Miriam at the University of Alabama. Bisola.
Thank you so much, Elliot, for such a powerful introduction. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bisola Miriam, and I'm from Nigeria, from West Africa, and I represent generations of people who have come before me and who will still come after me. And I think it's rather historic that I have been called upon to share with you all why I will be going to DC, or why we're mobilizing for June 18. So exactly 8 days ago, on April 20th, I was one of the aspirants who contested for the position of a president in a student organization here on campus. And being a candidate in that election, I witnessed oppression. I witnessed marginalization. Being the only woman who contested against a man, I witnessed how the power of incumbency can work against a woman or a candidate who has the interest of the people at heart. In that very small election, with a body of just 100 people, I witnessed how a people may not be able to speak for themselves, especially when they are oppressed. And so that election with just 100 people voting showed me a practical case study of what we should be doing as a people. And so for me, who was a candidate and who saw the way things didn't go in favor of the people, I called the power to order. I spoke out. I did not keep quiet. And guess what happened? Tension rose. They could not take the fact that someone was willing to call them out. And so the thing that they did was to what? Take me out of the community. But guess what? Other people left this community because they could not take it themselves. And so why am I sharing this very strategic, case study? It is important that we understand that many a times a people might not speak for themselves until someone speaks up. Until someone who sees himself or herself as a Moses or a Harriet Tubman says, you know what, enough is enough. We cannot stand this again. We cannot let this go. And so I spoke up, and 2 other people spoke up, and many more people right now are speaking up in just a small organization. Now, I'm telling you today that it is a bottom-up approach. We do not wait for a June 18 to speak up. We must speak up every day, in every space, in every room, because that is the way to train ourselves, to build the skills that we need to call the power that be and tell them, you know what, we cannot be made fools anymore. Enough is enough. We must rise and rise every day, because the way to justice is not a one-way street. It is a daily a daily activity, something that we must do every day. When we eat, when we breathe, when we smile, it must be a part of our calling, a very integral part of our being as a people. And so I have shared with you why I, Bisola Mariam, would not keep quiet. But very important, I must stress that I am not coming alone. I am coming with my fellow student from Nigeria, fellow student from Ghana, fellow student from Zimbabwe, fellow student from Botswana, who have come from different parts of Africa to study. And even though we are here as students on F1 visa, we know as a matter of fact that we all are affected by the situations in this country. And if America becomes a better place, definitely the lives of international students would also be equally transformed. Even more, what happens here in the States changes the rest of the world. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at DC.